What's up, everybody? It is I, Hero Vange, and welcome to the third episode of the Best Timeless Cup Teams. This might be my last Timeless Cup video, and then I'm moving on to the Fusion, but today I've got a treat for you. We're gonna cover two massive tournaments. The first one, a historic event in Pokemon Go PvP, currently like the largest tournament ever held. We're gonna cover the LA Mega Timeless Cup tournament with King and Nick. And the second one, the biggest tournament held here in the Philippines so far as I know, right? I might be wrong. Okay, with 98 players, the Tambayan Express tournament, which was my weighted cup. Let's start off with the Timeless Mega tournament with King and Nick. This was a massive 9-round tournament with 327 participants. Crazy, historic, right? We're gonna talk about this for a long while, for sure, all right? And one very talented, skilled, knowledgeable PvPer swept it. Lemon Lime, or is it Lemon Lime? Lemon Lime 94, not sure how to pronounce it, but man, you are a god. You are like next level. You are the next level. Guys, this right here is the Lemon Lime 94 winning formula, the 9-round sweeping team. Alright, let's break this down. Take a look at the starter. Alright, so Meganium is his starter of choice. I think that this is the right choice, the smart choice currently because of the meta shakeup. Why? Which Pokemon came out of the updates, out of the meta shift as a winner and is available to everybody, and they probably had it built up, right? Which Pokemon? Kingdra. Kingdra with the Octazooka debuff is a dangerous Pokemon, not only to your opponents, right, but also to yourself, because yeah, it's a 50% chance to throw the debuff. But if you do get that debuff, if you get that -2 attack on your opponent, it's like giving yourself another shield, right? You are most likely going to win that fight. Now, there's only two Pokemon, actually one Pokemon, one specific Pokemon, and then an archetype of Pokemon that beat Kingdra even if it gets the Octazooka debuff. One of them is an archetype, Razor Leafers, right? By the time that Kingdra gets to throw the Octazooka, it's almost dead, right? So Razor Leafers definitely kill Kingdra. The other one, which is not a Razor Leafer and is actually not as risky as running a Razor Leafer, because running a Razor Leafer is risky and this Pokemon is not, because it's actually quite bulky, has fantastic matchups all around. Dragons, Mud Boys for sure, Water Ice types for sure, fellow grass types, some, yes, poison types, it at least has something to throw. It's Meganium. Meganium is a really good generalist Pokemon, and I think is an indirect winner of the meta shakeup, because if Kingdra goes up, Meganium becomes more important as a soft counter to it, because it's actually a pretty close fight, but you can pull it off, especially because Community Day just hit, so you probably have a Meganium that has much better IVs, right? So yes, and also Sileo Lapras goes up as well, even more, because they have much better matchups against Kingdra. As long as you don't get the Octazooka debuff, it's a 50% chance to activate, so you can risk it for the biscuit and just hope and pray that your luck is much better than your opponent's. But yeah, name another starter that has playable matches, right? Against Lapras, Sileo, Kingdra, and Dragonair. Plus, if you add Whiscash, which is the more popular Mudboy, plus I guess the non-popular Mudboys, Quagsire and Swampert, of course. And then if you add the most popular Razor Leafer, Victory Bell, right? And add all of that up, you get Meganium's coverage, which is a huge chunk of the meta. Think about it. That's like what? 3/5 of the meta, I would say, right? It's just like poison types, fire types left. Anything else? Maybe like pure ice types. Yeah, but that's very like off meta, I guess. Off meta, but the Timeless is quite, diverse. And the thing is, guys, I've been following the tournaments, and so many Meganium teams place or win, right? Usually like the winner is a Meganium team, okay? If not, sometimes it's a Charizard team, very rarely a Blaziken team, very rarely a Venusaur team. So yes, Meganium is a very, very strong choice for your starter. Now with Lapras, Dragonair, Kingdra, Whiscash, I don't think it's worth talking about those because they're just strong picks, right? They're just, you can synergize however you like. I feel like at this point it's more of a comfort thing. But let me just throw this out there to review you guys, right? Dragonair is the dragon of choice that is not weak to grass types. This is gonna sound weird, but Whiscash and Kingdra, I think that they are the same Pokemon. They are a hard counter to fire types. That's it. I think that is like the big thing. They're both weak to grass types. They both kill dragons, specifically Dragonair, plus Shelgon. But I mean, where's Shelgon? Guys, where's Shelgon, okay? Nowhere. I guess I would say that Whiscash is the much better generalist without the debuff, right? Without the debuff. Okay, so kind of like the same Pokemon, alright? And then with Lapras, Sealeo, they're both strong picks, but I really think that Sealeo is the much better one with like much better coverage. Now, the one Pokemon that I want to talk about on Lemon Lime's team is this one right here, Ninetales, with Fire Spin, Overheat, and Psyshock. This is, I think, the best anti-grass Pokemon in the entire meta. With its current moveset and the massive buff to Overheat, Ninetales is one of the scariest Pokemon in the entire meta. We're talking like massive shield pressure here, alright? It's 55 energy for 130 damage. A one-hit delete on most everything except for the hard counters to fire. We just talked about it. Whiscash, Kingdra, and also I guess Dragonair can survive it. 69 damage, like Kingdra, Whiscash really tank it. But that is really scary. Grass types, bug types, poison types, friggin' fellow fire types like Blaziken. Blaziken you can straight Psyshock. Charizard, if you land the Overheat, Charizard gets cooked. And actually, if you consider that coverage, it synergizes with Meganium so well. Like really like made for each other type of stuff, holding each other's hands with fingers interlocked, except that they're both, you know, four-legged creatures. I didn't think about it that much, but yes, they were made for each other. And actually, this lets you see into Lemon Lime's head just a little bit. Why? Because he understands and respects how scary this Pokemon can be, Ninetales, and that's why he has Whiscash, Kingdra, Dragonair, hard counters the fire type, yes, and also Lapras instead of Sealeo. Why? Because with Sealeo, you can actually go straight Overheat and kill it. Crazy. Alright, now we can get a bird's eye view of the Mega Tournament, and as you can see, grass starters everywhere. Meganium, Venusaur, a bunch of Venusaur, and just one Blaziken, when usually before the meta shakeup, right, Blaziken teams were a force to be reckoned with. You used to be able to see like multiple Blaziken teams placing, but not really winning actually. But not really, like I don't remember like a Blaziken team that swept it, but I mean it doesn't matter now because Blaziken is trending down because of, I guess, the Kingdra, right? I guess Kingdra, and also I guess when I put this out, and I guess when people like start looking at these tournaments, they're gonna see that Ninetales is a super powerful fire type, and I really think this is just my feelings, my opinions, but I feel like it is the best anti-grass Pokemon in the meta right now. And actually, if you look at some of the teams in the tournaments, like this one right here from DJ Joshy B, shouts out to you, man. Congratulations on getting second place. But if you look at it, right, so many Pokemon get destroyed by Overheat Ninetales. So many Pokemon, like Skuntank, yes, beat it like in a fresh like 1v1 type situation, but if you land that Overheat, it will destroy it. I think Dragonair is the only Pokemon here that really like resists Overheat, right? So the rest, if you can land it, ooh. Now, honestly, guys, there's no real like winning formula, no winning pattern. So Timeless, still the Timeless Cup, still very diverse, but you're gonna see some of the tendencies of successful Meganium players is like the sweeping Meganium teams is that they have the double dragon. That's because Meganium is a fantastic bodyguard for the dragons. It kills Whiscash, it kills Lapras, Sealeo. So the double dragon strat is very strong, and with the Octazooka, it's much stronger. If you trigger that debuff, yeah, That's it. Now, another thing that I noticed about successful Meganium teams is that their anti-grass Pokemon usually also has a chance to beat Lapras, right? So your choice is Ninetales. Ninetales, if you throw and land the overheat, they evaporate. Other choices, Muk and Skuntank. They're not fire types, but they kill the grass types. Plus, they can handle Lapras. Now, for the successful Venusaur teams, alongside Venusaur, and this is the one thing that I notice about Venusaur teams that are successful, right? Alongside Venusaur, they run 2 Pokemon that can handle grass types. Since Venusaur is such a hard counter to grass types, even if you get hit with an earthquake from Meganium, you can take it. Very hard counter to grass types. 2 Pokemon, so that's 3 Pokemon basically that can handle the grass types. 1 Venusaur, the second can be Dragonair, but if you don't like Dragonair, you can run Ninetales, and then the third one is usually another one that can handle Lapras, like Skuntank, Muk. And then for the rest of the team, powerful generalist water types. This team right here is an excellent example of this, and it is from Hang PJs. Shouts out to you. Venusaur, Ninetales, Skuntank. I guess he dropped the Dragonair for more Sealeo Lapras coverage, and then he's got Sealeo, Kingdra, Whiscash, protected from the grass. Other Venusaur players like Simply Moxie up here and then Yoda Vic down there, right? Congratulations guys, have 1 pure ice type. So instead of 3 waters, they have 2 waters, 1 ice type. Moving on to my local tournament, we have the Tambayan Express Timeless Cup. The prize was a Nintendo Switch. So everybody was like trying their best, gunning for that Switch, but one person swept it. Bao 14 Mao. Actually, funny story, right? There are very few people that have swept this cup. It usually ends in like a tie for first place. I think it tied for first place like 3 times, maybe something like I don't remember exactly. But Bao here is one of the very select few that have swept the cup multiple times. I think he's done it like at least 2 times. Maybe 3. I think this might be his 3rd. This is the Bao 14 Mao winning formula, and as you can see, it's a Meganium team with a double dragon strat. The crazy thing about this team, which I don't think I need to tell you, is that Dragonair is the only Pokemon that really kills grass types. And the thing is, Dragonair can lose to Meganium. You can see a bunch of water type Pokemon here just waiting to get eaten by grass types, right? And yet he manages to sweep, guys. One of the most difficult tournament, actually the most difficult tournament here in the Philippines. If I showed this to anybody, right? If I came up with like the same lineup, I bet most people would say, bro, you got 4 Pokemon that are weak to grass, plus Meganium is, a grass type that can actually lose to grass. What are you thinking, dude? Dragonair's your only anti-grass type Pokemon, and it's not that great of an anti-grass type Pokemon, bruh. And then you take that same team, you show them the tournament page, right? And then they see that this one person won a Nintendo Switch with this lineup. I bet you they would lose their minds. What can we learn from this? Absolutely nothing. The man is a god, alright? He finds ways. Some of these Pokemon have ice type moves. Okay, Lapras, you can double surf to kill Venusaur. I really wish I could watch like every single battle that he did. Wow. That's probably like some next level gameplay. I know you have friends. I have friends who are like, bro, you're a little bit weak to Lapras, but this is weak to grass. And yet he won the tournament. The next time I see Bao, I'm gonna be like, that's it. That's how. Like, I didn't even take a look at his team during the tournament. So, but let's take a look at this tournament here. Okay, let's take a look at some very familiar patterns, right? We've got Meganium, we've got the Double Dragon Strat, plus we've got an anti-grass type Pokemon that can handle Lapras, right? There you go. Hawk-chan, shouts out to you, man. Congrats. Swampert teams. Now, Swampert doesn't really place that high but it does place, right? It does place. So I think that there is something there, and this is actually the reason why I wanted to cover the Tambayan Express tournament, right? They have the same formula. Fisherman Freed up top and Mewy on the bottom. I hope I pronounced that the right way. Yeah, they have the same kind of like formula, right? So they have Swampert plus a bulky water. They have a Razor Leafer, and then they have 3 Pokemon that kill grass types. I think that Fisherman Freed has the much better coverage because Skuntank and Muk have fantastic coverage. They can actually like take out dragons, they can take out Lapras-Leo, and then Frostlass, I had problems with Frostlass during the tournament, right? I definitely did. I think that Fisherman Freed's Frostlass and Mewie's Drapion have the same role, that's to kill the grass plus kill dragons, and I think that Frostlass might be the better choice. And the reason why I think this is because Frostlass forces your opponents to shield, even in losing situations. Example, Whiscash. Whiscash has the block because it loses in the 0 shield scenario, right? So it has the block to beat Frostlass. You don't have to match the shield. Make him block, right? Die, and then you're left with like a very weak Whiscash. You can farm that down and then maybe pressure the next shield so that you can kind of like sweep. If you compare that to Drapion with Felstinger, it really doesn't have any shield pressure, right? That's something that I realized. I'm like, why would I ever block a Felstinger? It's like a power-up punch, right? So why block it? Now, another example that Drapion has the advantage is against Razor Leafers. Now, Frostlass versus the Razor Leafers, it loses, right? But the thing is, you're able to force a shield, okay? And then you leave the Razor Leafer at like half health, okay? And then you can basically do the same thing. Farm down, and then throw at the next Pokemon. You can come in with like your your poison type Pokemon. You can come in with Skuntank, you know, poison jab away, and then force the shield on the next Pokemon so that you set up for the sweep. With Drapion, it actually wins, but the thing is, would the next Pokemon block a bunch of Felstingers? I don't think so. Would they block Aqua Tail? If Whiscash comes in, I mean, it's not gonna block. So yes, there's definitely something about the Swampert teams. I really just haven't like given it much thought, but it seems like a very simple like formula, and it might lead you to victory. Okay, so give it a try. Congratulations, Fisherman Freed and Mewy. But yes, that's gonna be it for my Timeless Cup videos. I'm moving to Fusion. I don't have any more Timeless Cup tournaments. Good luck to all of you guys, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Remember to leave a like, comment down below what your current Timeless Cup team is. Let's give each other some positive feedback. No saying the word trash. All right, that's just me. That's just me. Did you see my weighted cup? It was trash. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Ding that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.